Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sydney and I'm so happy you're here. Today we have a full day in the kitchen. We are doing some meal prep for the week just to have some healthy food options available just for the busy work week ahead. So we have quite the list of things that I want to make today to show you guys. First thing on the list is I like to make homemade almond milk. Since I am dairy free, I do have to use plant-based milks, and the plant-based milks that are available at the grocery store, they often have a lot of filler ingredients like inflammatory oils and gums, and those ingredients can just be really harmful for our gut. And since I have a lot of gut issues, I try to avoid those ingredients. So I make my own almond milk every week, and it's actually really easy to do, so I'm going to show you guys how I make that. The next thing I'm going to make are some banana bread muffins. I think because I use healthier ingredients that it's a good snack option. I like to pack these in my husband's lunch, but they're also a really good just sweet treat to have during the day or at the end of the day. The next thing I'm going to prep are some oatmeal energy bites, or they use oats. I don't really know what to call them, but I'll show you guys how I make them. Those are just another really good snack option because they're just high in carbs, so they are kind of a good pre-workout snack to have. And then the next thing is chia seed pudding. This is another thing that could be a snack option, but it's also a good breakfast option just for when you're short on time and you need to take something to go. And then the next two things I'm prepping are two different lunch options, just to show you guys a couple different things that I like to make. The first one is a Mediterranean quinoa salad, and then the next lunch option I'm going to show you guys is a classic chicken salad, or more so like a healthier take on a traditional chicken salad recipe. And then the last one is kind of a bonus because it's definitely not essential, but I make these chocolate covered dates, and I just really wanted to show you guys how I make those because they're just kind of a good little sweet treat to enjoy at the end of the day. So like I said, we have quite the ambitious list of things that I want to make today, so we're gonna get right to it. But first things first, I need to make a matcha, so I have to make the almond milk first in order to make my matcha latte. So let's get to it, let's get cooking, and I'm excited to spend the day with you guys. Okay, you guys, first things first, we gotta set the mood, light a candle, put on a cozy show, just romanticizes the whole cooking experience. First thing we're going to make is our almond milk. I soak the almonds the night before, and then you just strain them, give them a rinse, and pop them into your Vitamix. And I'll leave the measurements to everything below. On this particular day, I'm doubling the recipe. Add in your filtered water, your dates to sweeten the milk, and a little bit of sea salt. And that's all you need to make the almond milk. No yucky ingredients, super simple. And then you blend that on high for about 30 seconds. And then you strain the almond milk through a cheesecloth. I'll link the one that I'm using below, but I get these off of Amazon. And then you just strain the milk into a bowl. And this is the more time-consuming part of this process, but it's not that bad, and it's actually kind of fun. And then I like to rinse out my Vitamix and then pour the milk back in just to use to pour into my jars. And that's it for the almond milk. It's super simple, and honestly, it's really yummy, and it's way better tasting than any store-bought almond milk I've ever tried. So it's good in lattes, good to use for baking, and it's actually pretty creamy considering it's a nut milk. And separation will happen, but all you gotta do is give it a shake before using, and you're good to go. Up next, we have our banana bread muffins. You guys, seriously, if you don't make anything else from this video, please try these muffins. They are so good. I make these about once a week for Koa and I. You gotta mash your ripe bananas, and I melt some coconut oil, and then I add in our eggs, our vanilla extract, And I like to let the coconut oil cool a little bit before adding that in, and then we add in our maple syrup for our sweetener and give that a whisk. And then we add in our flour blend. I'm using almond flour, tapioca flour, coconut flour, and then we add in our baking soda, sea salt, and cinnamon, and whisk that all together. And we want to have this thick consistency, but that's what we want for muffins. And then I add in chia seeds, chopped walnuts, and chocolate chips just for our mix-ins, but these are all optional except for the chocolate chips. Those are 100% necessary. Just kidding, but they're not optional in this household. And then I pop those into the oven and they bake for about 25 minutes. And again, I'll have all the measurements and the directions below, but these are so good. Look at that texture, you guys. Oh my goodness. Up next, we have our energy bites. So for these, I just combine oats, some chia seeds, hemp seeds, a little bit of ground flaxseed, cinnamon, sea salt, almond butter, and honey. And again, chocolate chips are optional, but not for us. And then you just divide the mixture. And then I like to pop these into the fridge for a little bit just to set before putting them away. And then next we have our chocolate chia pudding. This one is super simple, you guys. You just add chia seeds, hemp seeds, some cacao powder, a little bit of sea salt, and your almond milk, maple syrup, and you just whisk that together, add into a container, and I let these refrigerate overnight. And then this is what it'll look like the next day. As you can see, it really thickens up, and then I top off with some raspberries and a little bit of shredded coconut, and it's ready to enjoy. Up next, we have our Mediterranean quinoa salad. I start by cooking our quinoa on the stovetop, and I like to make mine with chicken broth just for some extra flavor. And then we roast our chickpeas with a little bit of olive oil, salt, and pepper. And then I dice half a red onion, add that to the bowl with our cooked quinoa and chickpeas, dice a red bell pepper, some cucumber, some cherry tomatoes, and some parsley, and you just add that all together in a bowl. For our dressing, we have lemon juice, red wine vinegar, some olive oil, oregano, paprika, salt, and you just mix that together and add that over our ingredients and just mix everything till it's fully combined. And now we're making our apple walnut chicken salad. I made the chicken off camera, but I just made it in my Instapot, and I'll leave the directions for that below. And then we dice an apple, some celery, and just add that to the bowl with our shredded chicken. And then we add some chopped walnuts, some apple cider vinegar, Dijon mustard, and avocado oil mayonnaise. And then I added some spices as well, but apparently I didn't film that. And then you can enjoy this on its own, but my favorite way to eat this is in a wrap using these siete tortillas. And I added some avocado to the wrap and then just topped it off with our chicken salad, rolled it up, and this is such a good lunch, you guys. I hope you enjoy it. And then last, we prepped our dessert for the week. We start by melting our chocolate with a little bit of coconut oil in 30-second intervals. And then we just remove the pits from our dates and kind of open them up for our fillings. And I like to add in some almonds and top them off with a little bit of almond butter. And it makes these kind of like a little candy bar. And then you want to dip these in our melted chocolate. And I like to top some of them off with a little bit of the shredded coconut and finish them off with a little bit of sea salt. And there you have it. There's our meal prep for the week. We got our meal prep out of the way. It's a couple hours later in the evening, and Koa and I actually decided to have a little impromptu sunset picnic at his parents' farm. His parents own a 20-acre farm just about 15 minutes away from us, so we're gonna go try to catch the sunset. So I thought it'd be fun to take you guys along with us. And after all that meal prep, I was way too tired to cook dinner on top of that, so we're just gonna pack some of the food that we prepped earlier, but that's exactly what meal prep is for. So I'm gonna show you guys really quickly what we're gonna bring. I made each of us a wrap with the chicken salad that we made. I'm bringing a little bit of the quinoa salad, some of the chocolate dates, and then we're also gonna bring some of these siete chips to snack on. Let's head out to the farm and go catch the sunset. Next day, I didn't want to leave you guys hanging after our sunset picnic, so I just wanted to film a proper outro. We got home kind of late last night. We ended up staying and having a bonfire at the farm, which was super lovely. It was a beautiful way to end the day. But I hope you guys enjoyed this week's meal prep video and got some inspiration. As always, the recipes to everything that I make will be in the description. If you guys plan on trying out any of the recipes, leave a comment below of what recipe you're most excited to try, or you guys can leave a comment of some things that you guys like to meal prep, and maybe we can just get some inspiration from one another. And I wasn't sure if I was going to share this, but this morning I woke up just like not feeling my best. And if you guys watched the video that went live last week, I shared my health story, so you guys will have a little bit more context as to what I'm talking about. But basically, I struggle with a lot of chronic digestive issues, so I just woke up this morning feeling really bloated and just not well, and I just was dealing with some stomach issues, if you know what I mean. And the reason why I feel like it's important to share these moments is that you can see how I can go from a day like yesterday where overall I was feeling pretty good and was able to get stuff done and be able to have a date night with my husband, and then the next day just be met with these symptoms and just feel really low energy and really run down. And I think it's just important to remind ourselves that what we see on social media is a highlight reel, and it's perfectly acceptable for people to want to share the good things that are going on in their lives and not share the things that are going wrong in our lives. But I know a lot of people, myself included, that struggle a lot with comparison, just thinking that other people have it all together because of what we see on social media, when in reality we are all battling with something, whether it be physical or mental health issues or family or financial issues. And it's perfectly okay to not share those things online if you don't want to. But for me personally, I do feel like it's important to share these things to an extent, because there are a lot of people out there who are fighting an invisible battle, and I just want to let that person know that you're not alone in your struggles, and God is walking beside you, wanting to strengthen and encourage you and lift those burdens off of you and give you rest. So that was just on my heart to share this morning. If you made it this far into the video, I am so happy you're here and so grateful for you. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe to be a part of this community. I hope you all have a beautiful week and I'm excited to see you guys next. Bye friends.